Hi, Assalamualaikum and very good evening to all students. Today we talk about project scheduling. I promised you last week I will post a project scheduling video, but I got a technical problem. So today I will post to you and I will talk about the project scheduling in the software project management. So project scheduling uh, is very important when we execute or we manage a project management or we manage a software development project in a small scale or uh, big scale. Yeah. So today contents is we will talk about the definition of project schedule. Uh, what is the reason schedule problems, project and activities. What is a project? What is the activities? And we talk about the sequencing and scheduling activities. How we sequence the activities and we schedule the activities. And then we talk about the way to build a project schedule. And lastly, we summarize the chapter. So a project schedule is a conversion of project action plan into an operating timetable. So project scheduling determines the best means of achieving the project objective, and this involves identification and optimization of the project overall requirement, resource availability, and internal and external constraints and activity sequences. So the tasks listed will be the tasks required to accomplish each deliverable listed in the plan. Okay. So when you complete uh, your initial study, what I mean initial study is before you start your project, so you need to do uh, what they call it feasibility study. So in the feasibility study, of course, you will determine and then you will get the high level requirement of the system that you want to develop. So when you get the requirement from the user, then you know about what the module and system to be developed, and I think that will start uh, how you want to schedule your project. So what does it mean of project schedule? Is a conversion of the project action plan into an operating timetable. What does it mean that project action plan means the task to be done. And for example, when you start with the project plan, so you will list all the action plan. You will list all the activities need to be done in order to get the project plan complete. For example, you will produce the software development plan documents. So what you need to do is you list all the action, list all the activities. For example, you construct the project plan. Yeah. So when you construct the project plan, so you will do a study about the project or system need to be delivered. Okay, so each of the activities is actually the action, and then let's say you will say that construct the project plan. So you need a certain time to complete the construction of the project plan. And then after you construct the project plan, maybe you will conduct the review of the project plan. Review means after you complete your project charter, you will uh, submit to the user whether they agree with your plan. So this is a process of reviewing your plan. Then after the customer or your user review the project plan, so you will conduct the meeting and then agree. Uh, you need to get the agreement from the user whether the plan is suitable or the plan uh, is comfort to be executed. Yeah. Project scheduling determine the best mean of achieving the project objective. I mean, project scheduling normally uh, you schedule the activity in order to achieve the objective of the overall project. Let's say you start with the project plan, so you list all the action, and then you put the start and end date and who is the responsibility. So this is uh, where you determine the activity to be scheduled to be complete. Yeah. And this project schedule, of course, the objective is to complete the task according to the software development phase. So the others description, I think it involves the identification and optimization of the project overall requirement. Yeah, during the project plan, so you need to schedule the overall requirement, resource, and also the internal and external resources to the project schedule. External resources, for example, or involved in your project, maybe you involved in the procurement. Yeah, so you need the supplier to supply the computer and so on. So this is also involved the scheduling. Okay, there are many problems and the reason why the schedule got problems. Yeah. So when you talk about the project, schedule is very what do you call it? Schedule is a main thing. Yeah, main thing or uh, main task for the project manager to be planned. To be list or plan about the task to be completed. Yeah. So many software projects are failures in terms of meeting scope, time, and cost projection. So this is common. Yeah. When you manage the project, uh, the main thing that got problem is a schedule. Okay. Let's say you plan to complete the system analysis in 2 months uh, because of inadequate commitment from the user. So you fail to produce a complete software requirement or system requirement in 2 months. Yeah. So it will drag the overall schedule of the project. So this is a common in the software project, but you cannot say that it is because of common then you will follow the common problems in your project. That's why when you do a planning or scheduling of your projects. So you need to discuss in detail with your project team. Yeah. So you need to invite the experienced project manager or experienced software developer, where they can help you, or they can give you the clue and what to do and what to resolve if the thing got problems. So the reason schedule problem sometimes due to changes, yeah, happen along the project. This is because of poor control of change, or poor control about the requirement changes from the user. Yeah. So that's why we have to follow the software development life cycle accordingly. Yeah. Every stage, every phase of the software development life cycle, so you need to get the sign off. When you complete your SDP, for example, software development plan, or you produce the project cycle, so you need to get the agreement from the user. They have to sign off, saying that they agree with your plan. Also, when you finish your uh, your requirements collection, software requirement process. So at the end of the compilation of the requirement, at the end of the requirement documentation, so you need to get the sign off from the user. So once the requirement is certain, then it will easy for you to continue with another phases, example design phases. So it's very difficult, or it's very dangerous that uh, when you start your, or you complete your design, then the major changes on the requirement. So it will affect your design, and this is a big problem, yeah, because if the new changes come in between of the design, so you need to think about uh, how to accommodate, how to incorporate the new requirement of the user. So sometimes you need to go back to the requirement and look at the overall original requirement, and how you want to accommodate the new requirement from the user. So this will drag the schedule. Okay. So another reason why there's a schedule problem is a time. So time is also the one variable that has the least amount of flexibility. Time passes no matter what happens on a project. So we already know that we only have 24 hours in a day. Yeah. So once you wrongly schedule, then it will drag your schedule. Okay. So this is a very important variable, very important parameter that you need to consider uh, critically. Yeah. So you have to estimate your schedule according to the working time, normal working time. For example, you start from 9 o'clock until 6 o'clock. So don't assume that all staff will work overtime. Yeah. So when you estimate the time, or when you schedule your task according to the normal working time, so you will save the project. For example, you have ample time to do or to complete your system accordingly. So don't over confidence or uh, overestimate, uh, or you don't consider about the staff working time. So this is very dangerous. If your calculation according to more than 8 hours working time, so you are in danger. So you must take into consideration about the public holiday, yeah, weekend, and so on. So another reason schedule problem is because of work style and culture. Yeah, example, some countries close business to take several hours every afternoon to have rest. In Western country, work style remain relaxed and flexible between 9 to 3 p.m. So let's say you you outsource your application to the Western country. Maybe their working style is different with us. Okay, we are Asian is very hardworking. If you go to India, uh, almost of them working more than 12 hours. Yeah? So we cannot follow this style of work. Uh, Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's very bad. Yeah, it will affect your health, and this will affect the long-term uh, project time. Maybe in the middle you will get sick and you will get long leave. So this will affect the schedule of the project. So in the Western country, they are more relaxed. So you cannot expect that they will work like Asian country. Yeah. So in UK, for example, they work 9 to 3 p.m. Yeah. And Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is a weekend time. So so when you involve the project with this style and cultural of working, so you need to consider the the time frame or working time of them. Okay. So project and activities. So a project is a composed of a number of interrelated activities. So we talk about project. So there are many activities uh, support the project. Yeah. Very basic activities in the project, you refer to the project software development life cycle. Right? So we got plan, analysis, design, implementation, and maintenance. So every phase got activities. Yeah? For example, in analysis phase, you construct the requirement, you compile the requirement, you document the requirement, you you review the requirement, you need to get the sign off the requirement. So that is activities. Okay. So a project may start when at least one of its activities is ready to start. Okay. For example, when you in the design phase, so you start design high level. You start the activity with the high level design. So although you are not complete with the activities of detailed design, so at least you have high level design activities so you can start the project. Yeah. Or during the project plan, so you can start to design. you design or prepare the project charter. Project charter uh, involve the plan how to execute the project, yeah? What kind of methodology to use, yeah? Design the organization structure, yeah? Design the project standard, and then provide the high level project schedule. So a project will be completed when all of its activities has been completed. Let's say we got 5 phases, and under each of the phases we got 100 activities. So we consider that the project is completed when all 100 activities is done and completed. So an activity must have a clearly defined start and clearly defined endpoint, normally marked by the production of a tangible deliverable. Tangible deliverable means uh, you produce the STP, yeah, tangible. You can see uh, the the output, yeah, the output. So you can read it, you can print it. Okay. So when you go to the next phase after plan, you do or you construct the system analysis. Yeah. At the end of the uh, analysis phase, you will produce the SRA, software requirement analysis, and then you continue with the SRS, software requirement specifications. So this is a activity that you need to define the start and end date of the activity. Let's say you need to complete the SRS within 2 months. Yeah? You need to complete the SRA within 1 month. So activity must have a clearly defined start and end date. So the duration of an activity must be estimated. So when you define the activities, so the duration of the activity, for example, you construct the SRS, so you must have a estimated duration. For example, 40 days, 60 days, yeah, 120 days, and etc. So some activities require completion of other activities. So this called predecessor activities to begin. So these requirements are known as precedence requirement. For example, before you start your SRS, so you need to complete the SRA. Yeah. So once you complete the SRA, then you can start the SRS. And after complete the SRS, then you can start the design. Yeah. Or you can start the SDD. So this called predecessor activities. So this example of project schedule, I think this is a common Gantt chart. You're very familiar with this, uh, but it depends on the project manager how they design the activities. But the most important thing is the activity uh, inside the phases of the uh, software development lifecycle. Yeah. Okay, this is an example. I'll give you one example. Requirement stage. You develop the SRA. So this is activities. So this is a phase. So you develop SRA document, peer review with users, correction of SRA, final inspection of SRA, delivery of SRA, and get assignment. So each of the activities must have a duration. start date and end date. Okay, and in graphic, so it will show uh, the continuation from first of the activity until end of the activity. So this called, you see the arrow, so this is called predecessor process. Yeah, after you finish uh, this activity, let's say you develop SRA document. Once you complete the SRA, develop the SRA document, then you can continue with the peer review with the users. See, so no point, yeah, you conduct the peer review with the user, but your SRA document is not complete. So this is the reason predecessor. Yeah? So you need to define that, or you need to tell to the team that the project uh, must uh, must continue, or must follow the right way uh, conduct the software development life cycle. So we cannot jump from the correction of SRA, then after that you go to the design stage, because this requirements analysis is still not complete. So it is no point you go to the design stage, uh, but your requirement is not certain. Yeah. So this is very important. Yeah. That's why you need schedule your activities accordingly, and you must discipline enough to follow the process. So this is process. Yeah. So process uh, requirement analysis, and then you follow the step by step. Then after you complete the requirement stage, and then you go to the design stage. So this is require a discipline. So this is called software engineering. Yeah, engineering means a systematic process. You follow one by one the step, but some of the process can be done simultaneously. Yeah, so they call it agile software development life cycle. Yeah? Agile methodology. And we are not teach you here, but the computer scientists developed a lot of methodology to make sure that software development life cycle uh, simple, and we can deliver a software fast enough. Okay, so next is a very big. Next is a process involved in managing project schedule. So how you design the project schedule. First step, you need to define the activities. Yeah, like I said, like I show here. So you define the activities, list of the activities. No matter which one is first, which one is last. So list first, then you sequence it. Yeah? You list, then you sequence. This is very important. So when you define the activities, then you got the idea how to sequence. So don't start thinking about sequence first. Yeah? So start to define the activities. This is activities. Yeah, inside the process. Uh, so process involved in the managing project schedules. You define the activities, sequence the activities, estimating the activities. Estimating means you estimate the duration. Yeah, 60 day, when to start, 1st December until 31st December. Yeah? And then you put the resources who involved uh, on each of the activity. For example, construct the SRS, Ali will involve or responsible to construct. Put the name. Very because when you put the name or resources to handle each of the activity, uh, it will help you to control and monitor your project accordingly. Yeah, and then you estimating activity or duration. Uh, sorry, yeah. Firstly, you estimating activity resources. So that means you list the estimate, you list the activity, then you assign the resource, and then after that you estimating activity duration. So each of the activity that you assign to the resources to people, example Ali, so you define the or estimate the duration of each activity to be completed. Yeah. So what you need to do, define the activities. How you want to construct the project schedule. You define the activities, sequence the activities, you estimate activity resources, who responsible on the activity, and then you estimate the duration. Okay, and then after you complete the four step. So after you got the activities, you got the people who handle it, you got uh, the estimation of the duration, then you start developing the schedule. Yeah, involve analyzing activity sequence, activity resource estimate. Uh, Developing the schedule means you design the or you develop the Gantt chart, yeah, the milestone, project schedule, and the milestone as well. And then after you develop the schedule, of course you need to present to your project committee whether the schedule or the Gantt chart is agreed by them, or whether the schedule is uh, comfort to be executed, or we need to reconstruct. And then after the project schedule is approved, then you need to control the schedule. So that means approve, you execute, then you need to control. So the project schedule normally is a live document. Yeah? So you need to update, you need to exclude, sometimes you need to include the new activity, and etc. So sequencing and scheduling activities throughout the project requires a schedule that clearly indicates when each of the project activities is planned to occur and what resources it will need. So I think this more or less same with the process how to construct the project schedule. Yeah? So so this is a basic how you want to create or develop the Gantt chart, or how you design the milestone of your uh, projects. So it depends on the project size of the project, small or large. So this activity of sequencing and scheduling the activities is based on the size of the project. So sometimes when you manage a small project, you don't need to list a lot of activities, yeah, according to the book. So you need to uh, take into consideration on the common sense. Yeah? So that's why this is very important of the experience. You can shorten the project schedule when you think that that project is small. or if a large project, so you need to include the activities very comprehensive. Okay. So ways to build a project schedule. So you can choose the most common scheduling technique using a PERT or a critical path methods, or very easy to use a Gantt chart. So the independence between event and activities can be shown through the construction of the network. So am very rare to use a network or they call it PERT chart. So normally we use Gantt chart. So ways to build a project schedule, a PERT, a CPM, and a Gantt chart. So this is common. Gantt chart is a very common uh, way how to uh, design your project schedule. So advantage of Gantt chart is easy to understand, easy to maintain, easy to construct, and very easy to learn. Yeah. So disadvantage of Gantt chart does not contain detailed information due to its simplicity. So, but I don't think that the Gantt chart is not detailed because of project manager or you always display the Gantt chart like this. That's why uh, it look very simple and non-informative. But when you zoom inside let's say you use a tool, Microsoft Project, so there are a lot of information can be presented to the project committee. So the statement of is not informative, so I think it's not right, but depend on how you present it. Yeah? So in summary, so a project schedule is a conversion of project action planned into an operating timetable. Operating timetable means the task that will be executed for your project. So you have to discipline enough to follow the activities that you create, and you present to the uh, or agree by the user. So if you want to skip one one or two activity in each of the phase, so you need to inform the user and give a reason why. That's why I told you that the project schedule is a live document. So you need to maintain it. So I think that's it, class. Thank you very much and see you later.